and not the area you would expect to find a meth lab.
Tonight at 10, underground investigation. Shoppers react after police discover a meth lab under this Walmart parking lot.
75 to 100,000 jobs will be lost 2 years from today.
Plus, going up in smoke, why small vapor store owners say the new federal regulations will put them out of business and get more people hooked on regular cigarettes again.
And it will cool off and skies will clear out as we head into the evening. In my full forward forecast, I'll let you know what special thing you can see in the sky tonight.
Live in high definition, this is Western New York's news leader. Now, News 4 at 10.
A shocking discovery in this Amherst Walmart parking lot is raising more questions than there are answers. Good evening, everyone. A meth lab was discovered underground. You've probably shopped here before or maybe even drove over the lab. Investigators are trying to get to the bottom of this. News 4's Callan Gray spoke with them today and has shoppers' reaction. Callan?
Nalina, an Amherst police captain on the scene tells us this is a first for the town. He can't remember ever responding to an underground meth lab before, and it certainly was a surprise for shoppers. Now police are trying to piece together who was making meth below the parking lot. As Walmart shoppers ran their errands, 2 first responders in full hazmat suits were lowered beneath the parking lot investigating a possible meth lab.
It is concerning. I mean, it's unbelievable in this area, too. It's ain't a bad area.
Amherst police tell us officers found the evidence in a culvert that runs below the parking lot off Sheridan Drive. They say it's tall enough to stand up in, and it was not secured so anyone could access it. The culvert was checked during a random preventative patrol.
Routine patrol, that's what we do every day.
Routine patrol underground?
Checking various areas that people that might be up to no good might be using for no good.
Members of the state police contaminated crime scene emergency response team passed up buckets of evidence.
Spray paint cans, some various chemicals, a liquid that we believe is methamphetamine.
Shoppers watched as it was reviewed right in the parking lot. Officials say there was no threat of air contamination or flammability. The evidence was placed in white buckets for further tests by Amherst police. They also plan to look at Walmart surveillance video for clues. Captain Chamberlain says they don't know yet how long this was going on or who was doing it.
And this ain't the kind of thing that you expect in a place like this. That's the bottom line.
At this point, no arrests have been made. Amherst police say they will also look into why the culvert was not secured and figure out how to change that to prevent something like this from happening again. Reporting in the newsroom, Callan Gray, News 4.
Callan, thank you. The man who police say admitted to setting a volunteer firefighter's home on fire is out on bail tonight. Matt Gerardo posted bail today. He's accused of starting a fire in Ken Walker's apartment. Gerardo pleaded not guilty to the charges. He will be back in court Thursday. Prosecutors made their first conviction of a member of the Kingsman Motorcycle Club in North Tonawanda. Emmett Green pleaded guilty to conspiracy today. Prosecutors tell us Green admitted the club was nothing more than a front for violent crime, drug deals, and prostitution. 2 people were murdered outside the club 2 years ago. Green faces up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. All new at 10 o'clock tonight, small business owners tell me this is the beginning of doomsday for vapor stores. They say new federal regulations that went into effect today will cost them millions or even hundreds of millions of dollars. The headlines circulating today make it sound like the new FDA regulations will simply ban the sale of e-cigarettes to minors. That is one part of it, something New York State already made law. Vapor store owners say starting today, 99% of products on the market must be tested by the FDA, something that's expensive. Store owners also fear more customers will go back to smoking regular cigarettes that are easier to use. Take a look. This double-arm amputee usually gets help replacing his e-cig parts at the Yeti vape store. Starting today, retailers are no longer allowed to perform common customer service actions without declaring as the manufacturer of the product, which owners say is very costly. Today, a customer did help that man.
This industry, especially now, supports sensible, science-based regulation of vapor products. They say, as of today, vaping is smoking. And guess what? If you ask me, I can't tell you that it's not.
And that store owner says customers who vape do it to help them quit smoking regular cigarettes. At 11 on Channel 4, you will hear much more from that owner. He now fears big tobacco will take over since they can afford the new regulations. Well, Yahoo is looking into a claim that a hacker is selling user accounts it stole off of their servers. Someone posted information from 200 million Yahoo accounts on a marketplace known as the dark web. News 4's Al Waters has more on this secretive and often illegal area online.
When security measures at Yahoo and several other large high-tech firms were breached 2 years ago, thieves hacked into millions of accounts. And there are reports one of the hackers is offering to sell personal account information through what's called the dark web. Cyber experts call it the dark web because uses of this portion of the internet are hard to see and hard to find.
Well, dark web's really used for illicit activity. They want to stay anonymous.
Aaron Fox is CEO for Global Quest Solutions, which sets up businesses with their own customized IT security. As the illustration of an iceberg shows, the dark web is the part of the internet you can't see because users prefer it that way.
Anything that's stolen, any kind of stolen property or illicit, materials that are being bought and sold, this is a good place for it. So it could be pharmaceuticals, it could be data, it could be all sorts of things.
So it's kind of like a cyber black market.
That's exactly what it is.
The hackers buying, selling, and trading in the dark web also have their own virtual currency, such as Bitcoin, and everything has a price.
You can buy hundreds of thousands of credit card numbers, for example, at cents on the dollar, and it's done in a volume game, and the buyer then takes that information and uses it to their own benefit.
But Fox told us diving into the dark web is no mystery through specific software available on the internet.
So I would assume that anybody who's trying to even attempt to download that software is probably being tracked someplace by some sort of law enforcement at this point.
Aaron Fox told us there are ways you can protect yourself from the denizens of the dark web. Make sure you have dependable antivirus software that's up to date. Avoid websites that are unfamiliar to you, and never click on an email attachment you're not absolutely sure is legitimate. Al Waters, News 4.
Al, thank you. Developing still tonight, Delta Airlines is scrambling in the wake of a massive power outage. Delta was forced to cancel flights around the world. Scheduling will not likely get back on track until Wednesday. Back at home, we checked, and there are several Delta flights currently delayed or canceled at the Buffalo Niagara Airport. This was the scene earlier today. Delta passengers were greeted with long lines and kiosks out of order. The flight boards were not updating either. Delta is offering waivers for passengers who were supposed to fly out today.
We'll come here over and over again, asking that you help us keep Tammy Jo's memory alive.
Finding Tammy Jo after the break, authorities make another plea for help solving a cold case.